Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Tim and this is part of my retirement journey. I'd like to thank those who have subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider hitting the subscribe button plus the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out. Merlin and I left Ontario. We crossed the Manitoba border, and when we made it to Winnipeg, this is the hotel where we stayed. As you can see, because of the COVID thing going on, there were very few cars in the lot. We had our meals there in the room, and just going out for a little walk the next morning around the place, you can see even these hotels and so on around ours, there just wasn't any cars at all. I think the big majority of them there in Winnipeg were closed, to tell you the truth, just as they probably were all the way across the country. But we were fortunate enough to find this nice little hotel right here, and Merlin found it as we were driving. She just went on to booking.com or someplace like that. I believe it was called the Country Inn, and it was a Radisson hotel, but the staff were very friendly, and the room was nice and clean. I definitely recommend it to anybody that's looking for a place in Winnipeg at any time. And I really enjoyed waking up there in Winnipeg that morning. It had to be 20 degrees Celsius. The sun was shining. Wasn't much traffic on the road. I just kind of took a little bit of a walk about at the hotel. A little bit of video as Merlin was having her shower in the morning. Quite a nice area, a very quiet area. Such a shame though for those hotels that were closed. And even for this one, I can't imagine how they were making money keeping it open with the few people that were there for the night. Over this past year or so, there have been an awful lot of companies go belly up. And you have to feel sorry for the people that have put their time, their money, their effort into trying to build a business, and then have the governments mandate things that cause them to close them down. In any case, it was a beautiful day that day. As you can see, really beautiful weather. So anyhow, that was our room right there. And although we got to it through the lobby originally, it had a door that we could go out to load up our car. And again, on the road you could see there wasn't very much traffic on the Trans-Canada in Manitoba. As we got into Saskatchewan, closer to the big cities, there was more traffic, but there were also areas in that province when you got away from the cities that there wasn't much at all. So, very nice for driving. Kind of too bad about the way things were, but with COVID and all that, and people not being able to be on the road. But we made it that evening to Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We stayed in that Holiday Inn. And it was a room that Merlin's relatives set up for us. We happened to have been just driving along, and she was on Messenger speaking with one of her relatives, and she just happened to mention that we were going to stop at Swift Current for the evening. We were going to look at finding a cheap hotel in that area. You're traveling across Canada, you're not wanting to stay in expensive places all the way along the way. So anyway, we were probably going to look at something like a Comfort Inn, a Quality Inn, something along those lines, or maybe even a roadside motel to try to save a little bit of money. And her relative said, you know what, my husband used to work at this Holiday Inn right there in Swift Current. He'll give the hotel a call and set up a room for you. So we didn't know what it was going to cost us or anything like that, but we said sure, okay. So we pull into the Holiday Inn and we go in and check it out. The price of the room was cheap. I mean, I can't say how cheap it was because I can't remember, but it was less expensive than we would have had to pay for any other hotel. And just look at the room that we got. This room had pretty much everything, including a jacuzzi, which I did take advantage of a few times, or at least a couple of times. It had pretty much anything a small apartment would have. Didn't have a stove with a burner on it or something like that, but it had a bedroom, I believe a king-size bed, which was very nice. Merlin taking advantage of it there and really relaxing after a few hours on the road. TV in the bedroom, TV in the living room. Just a really nice place, thanks to Merlin's relative setting that up for us. So anyhow, this is the place that we ended up staying for one night. Would have loved to have had places like that all the way across the country, but it is what it is, and we're thankful that we had it for one night. Anyhow, yes, there's a jacuzzi. One of my favorite relaxation places in the world. So anyways, the next morning we went out of the hotel, packed up the Tucson again, got ready to travel on. Very quiet area around that hotel, to tell you the truth. At least at that point, there was a casino right next door to it. So I'm sure if it wasn't for the COVID-19 thing, it would have been really busy right around there. As you can see, Saskatchewan, the roads were really nothing for traffic. If I had gone out on my motorcycle like I originally had planned to, man, I could have flown along that stretch of highway. Never saw, I don't think we really saw much in the way of cops from the time we left Ontario till the time we got to Canmore, Alberta later on. We did see some cops right in town there. But other than that, along pretty much the whole trip, we hardly saw any police. No police presence at all. People could have moved along if they felt like it. At the Alberta border, of course, we stopped. Had a little bit of a photo opportunity by the sign right there and stretched the legs. It was so nice to sit in a restaurant, to go to a Wendy's and actually be able to sit down for a meal inside a restaurant on that trip was so nice. Look at the windshield on the car right here. Bugs, so many bugs. If I had been on the motorcycle, I would have been one mess, I'll tell you that right now. But the scenery along there, as you're traveling through Alberta, next to BC, I think Alberta and BC really have to have the nicest scenery in all of Canada, at least as you get to the western part of Alberta, and pretty much anywhere through BC you're going to see mountains and so on. So I've heard a lot of people say the west coast is the best coast. This is Canmore, Alberta. Look at the scenery right there. Has to be one of the prettiest small towns I've ever seen. But anyhow, this is it for this video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for dropping by to watch this, and I hope you all have a terrific day. Take care and God bless. Bye for now.